There it is. Didn't have to even pin it. I got it. Okay. Walking over to the machine. Okay, everyone can see this, right? Still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start with our Memories for Life today. And one of the things that I like to do is to use a sketch, because after a while your little creativity kind of goes out the window. And so I just Google scrapbook sketches, layout sketches, whatever. And this particular one came from a gal named Stacy Kokovic, and it's from 2012. But the thing I liked about it was she tells you the size of the photos. She doesn't tell you the size of other things, but I could figure out, well, this is 6 inches for, that means this whole section was 10 inches wide. This is 2/4, that's 8 inches. So it helps me do the math. You don't have to do a banner like here. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do flowers. You can do whatever you want. So let me show you how I'm going to adapt this. So also, I started off with a refill page because it's a nice base. It has a little bit of texture to it, which I really kind of like. And you don't have to. You can use cardstock if you want. So I cut a piece of cardstock based on this guy that is 9 by 11. So I did it an inch wider than what I want. Okay, and please don't mind this little paper that's kind of roly-poly, because he was rolled up for a while for something else, okay? So you'll see that they have theirs kind of centered, but before I do that, I just realized, notice this little guy right here? I need to put him down first, okay? And you could do a piece of paper, or how about 2-inch border strips, okay? I have a variety of them here. And what I did was I laid it down and then I put my paper over it just to kind of give me an idea of, did I like that look? Did I not? I couldn't really see much of the books, so I nixed that idea. I tried the arrows and yeah, it's okay, not what I was looking for. I really like the numbers, and the only problem with the numbers is this little green guy. But if I just move this up a little higher, it works perfectly. Okay, so before I do that though, I'm going to notch the bottom here. And here's my trick. I find the middle, and you can actually fold it in half to find the middle if you really, really want the exact middle. I'm an eyeballer. Okay, so all I do is cut a little bit of a notch there, and then I can come from the corner into where I made that little cut, and I get the same type of, or the same angle, I guess what I'm trying to say, on my little flag there. Okay, makes it so easy to make sure I've got it lined up correctly. Now I'm going to put some adhesive on this guy, and because it's going behind, I don't have to put a ton of adhesive. And according to my sketch, I'm putting it, it looks like it's about 2 inches away. You know, whatever makes you happy. This is yours. You could also, if you wanted your flag to be a little bit shorter, you could cut that off some. Now I'm going to come back with my paper, and all I really care about is I want to line it up against this, the reinforced strip here, and I want to cover up that green at the top. Okay, so I'm placing that down, I'm lining things up, got it adhered, woohoo, ready to go, okay? Now I have 4 photos here, and these are the ones that I'm going to use as 4x6s. I've already cut one of them as a 4x4, but I wanted to show you kind of how I decide where I want to put it. I happen to have a notepad that's 4x4. You can do this with a piece of paper too. And I just lay it over, and I can barely see the little guy through it, so that I can kind of decide where exactly do I want to cut that, okay? Once I've decided, then I grab my trimmer and I line it up, okay? And I always make one cut on one side first, and then since I know it's going to be 4 inches, then I can just rotate this guy around, and now I make my other cut on the 4-inch cut, okay? So the little notepad guy just helps me see where I want it to be on that, and now I've got this all set, okay? Now this is centered in here, so I'm going to just eyeball it before I actually put adhesive on, and I'm going to use this guy up here as my base for matching everything up. So I'm putting adhesive on the corners, and I'm going to make him even from the top and even from the bottom. You could easily use a ruler to do this. I've always been an eyeballer. There's my second photo. And the great thing about this layout is you're not matting anything, so it goes really quick. I'm just putting adhesive on, lining them up against each other. And if your photos for some reason are not cut exactly straight, they can overlap each other. You can do whatever your little heart desires, okay? It's all about you, not about me. Okay, so now I've got all 4 of those photos lined up, makes quick use of them, and then you'll notice that there's a title on here. So we have these beautiful stickers that came with the Year in a Snap word stickers, and there's a whole bunch, I guess you should turn the right way, huh? Whole bunch of them that would really work. Born for Greatness, You're My Greatest Adventure, Adventured Waits, Enjoy Every Single Second, Here's to You, Never Give Up, Ever. Okay, so lots of options, and I think I'm going to go with, I can't remember now which one I thought would be really fun, but I am going to do Born for Greatness, okay? These are clear stickers. So when I peel it off, you're going to see that the background is clear, and it just goes along the edge here. On their sample, it kind of hangs off a little bit, so I'm just going to line it up a little bit with that strip on the outside edge. That easily, I put that page together. Now, it does have a little accent here, and I just really couldn't come up with something I like, so I'm not going to worry about that one, okay? Moving on to page 2. Page number 2 has a whole slew of stuff, so let me unpile my mess here. Okay, page number 2 has that same thing. This is the other thing I like, is that she's saying if you want to use the same colors, she's color-coded things for you, okay? So stripe paper, dotty dot. So that just helps you figure out what it is you want to do, okay? So I'm just going to trim this paper down, and it looks like it's about the same. You could really trim it to whatever you want on this, but I am going to go with the same thing, which was 9 by 10. You could make it smaller, you could make it bigger, and notice that this time, because I want my stripes to go down like they are on the other side, so my 10 is on the longer side, the 9 is on the shorter side. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're doing that. Okay, so that's going to be my background. And this time I don't have to worry about putting anything underneath it, so I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that right now. And it's kind of centered top to bottom, well, yeah, top to bottom with a little gap on the side. Okay, now, again, we have some flags here. These pocket border strips are perfect because I eyeballed it, and I'm sure that that is like an inch wide. Doesn't it look like an inch wide to you? It does to me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these to create both of the flags. And I'm going to say that that's probably about, we're going to go with 8 inches long, okay? Again, you can decide what you want. This is not designed to lock you into something for your life. Okay, same trick. Take my scissors, cut up the middle. And the great thing is, if I want to have a really deep flag on this, which now I've lost where my little guy is, then you can go even deeper, okay? So you don't have to do a flat one. You can do a deep one. You can do whatever kind of look you're looking for. There's my flag. This one, I think I'll go just a little bit flatter, so I'm just going to go up just a little bit. So see the difference that you get just by how far you make that middle cut. Okay, so I can either have a skinnier flat, whichever way I want to go, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one down. Now, I want to be a little bit playful with this, and I'm going to put some foam squares behind this, because as Brooke talked about, when you're doing your scrapbooking, it's fun to have different layers and to have things lifted up a little bit, okay? So I am putting foam squares, and these are available from our Memories for Life, so you can easily go and grab some. Okay, I'm going to put that right about there. You could put a third one in the middle, even if you wanted to kind of lift it up a little bit more. And then up here in the corner, we have our birthday stickers, And then we have our Great Outdoor stickers, and look what this Great Outdoor one has. This memory captured, which to me was perfect for this. I like this green better. It's not quite as dark as the one on the outdoor one, and this is designed to layer. So I'm just going to put this right in the middle of this little scallop guy. And again, because I want some additional layering, I'm going to actually put foam squares behind this. Now, if you want to get rid of the sticky, you can put some baby powder on it. I'm not going to worry about the sticky. I'm just going to put a little foam square there, and I'm going to put my little sticker right there, okay? I actually have cut out, which now I seem to have lost, some, oh, there they go. If you ever scrapbook with me, it won't take you long to figure out that I need like a 6-foot table, okay? So I took one of the border strips that has all these fun little guys on it, and I cut out some of these different pieces. Now, again, you can layer them up. I'm just going to put some foam squares behind here, and we have 2 different sizes, so I'm just going to put a baby one on this side. You could use some twine behind these. You can just leave it as, doesn't have to have anything behind it, but I'm just going to put that guy there. I have this one. I'm going to put behind it. And I can layer these over the top of each other. And then also on these guys, notice that I have some colored ones, okay? So I'm going to actually pull this little flag off and again, put a foam square behind there just to lift it up so it matches all the other guys. And see how that mixes right in? And I'm going to do this yellow one up near the top. Even though theirs only went part of the way up, I'm going to go ahead and do mine all the way up. But I don't want to go off the page. So I'm just building this little guy. And you know what I just discovered? He's not going to fit. So lo and behold, it's going to go off the page, which means I'm just going to trim that off and watch what happens when I adhere this onto my layout. Because of where it hits that page, I can angle this so that it looks like it's going off the page, or better yet, I'm just going to put it there and then do the handy dandy flip it over and woohoo, trim off that little edge there. There you go. Now I've got all those pieces on there, okay? So I am going to put my pictures on, and for this one, I've already trimmed that picture, and then I have this cute picture here. So we're going to adhere these down, and you could mat these if you wanted to, or you can let the paper just be the focus of it. There's a lot of paper fun going on here, so, you know, whatever works for you. You could also, whoops, but before I do that, somewhere here I have, where's my other flag? Okay, who took my flag? One of you people took my flag. Oh, there he is. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to put this on the back. So I'm just going to put some adhesive here. I know you think, crazy person, you just want to come and scrapbook with me, don't you? Okay, I'm going to just adhere that on the back. Now I'm going to put some adhesive on the back side of this. You could put some foam squares behind that if you wanted to. And I'm going to make sure I'm not covering up any of important mom picture. And the last thing is this little squiggly guy. I looked at it and I went, what am I going to do with that? And then I got a brilliant idea. Border strips, okay? To me, these look like little fun things that you could layer. And so I just punched a whole bunch of these, and I'm going to trim them into different size strips. I'm going to adhere some down flat. I'm going to make some popped, and I want these kind of long, so I'm going to do this one a little bit longer than that guy. And this particular one, I'm just going to put a little adhesive behind it, and if I were smart, I would have grabbed my pen because it's much easier to put down. And you can either do it down or up. I think I'm going to do mine down, and I'm just going to put it, except, you know what, I can see that adhesive showing through right there. So I'm just going to fold it over a little bit. I'm going to put it kind of like that. This guy, I don't want quite that long, so let's just trim him off a little bit too. No right or wrong on this, and I'm going to use some little foam squares and pop him up so that I get a little bit of depth on this one. And he's just going to layer over the top of that. And then I've got my cute little baby one here that I'm also going to put a little foam square behind. You're going to have to be strategic on where those foam squares go on this guy, because there's not a lot of gaps. I have been known to cut foam squares in half when they don't really fit, so you know, you could always do that too. And that will wrap our cute little, I just want to tuck him under just a little bit, layout. Okay, so 2-page layout done in a matter of minutes. Just by using, I'm not sure, I can't see you guys to see how well you can see this. Okay, there's page 1, here's page 2. They coordinate beautifully. And using that sketch, I mean, it's so fast, okay? So basically you're just cutting, adhering, having a good time. Now, clear the mess just a little bit here. Let me show you some anthology ideas. Same photos, okay? We need to make sure people understand that the same photos can be used in a variety of ways. Now, this is this month's Club 52, which is the Lemon Squeezy Kit. I use this layout out of this collection, and it comes with these beautiful colored photos so you know what's going on. And I need to tell you that I actually made this layout so it looks exactly like the sample, but this is the one I took to convention, and so it has this cute little girl on it. So I went through and figured out what leftovers I had and made a second 2-page layout using some of my leftovers. So it's not exactly the same, but you'll see it has things positioned in the same places. And those photos look great on there, okay? No real difference. So again, I'm gonna show you, here's what it really looks like based on the supplies, and here's my adaptation to it, okay? Also, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek. Next month's Club 52, using these same photos, uses the Rosy Posy kit, and look how beautiful those photos look with this kit as well, okay? So, lots of options as far as what you can do. Let's see, I'm going to cancel the spotlight video and unpin you. I guess I'm unpinned now, but I need to stop the video. Yeah, we're just not going to worry about it. Okay, so there you go. That covers digital, hands-on, all the options of things you can do, okay? So I hope you've learned something. And if nothing else, remember that you can take any photo, use it in any of the products we have, whether it's digital or whether it's hands-on, and you know, using sketches saves you time, saves you brain power, so you can just enjoy the process of creating. Don't feel like you're cheating, just have fun with it, okay? So we'll see you next month. Don't know what we're gonna cover. We will be on the 3rd week next month because we don't have convention or any of those things, okay? Thanks so much for joining us tonight, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you around the web. Okay, bye.